Hi there, it's DJ from the cigar scene. Today we're going to start the channel off, do our first official review. I thought there would be no other appropriate cigar to do that with except for the Perdomo 10th anniversary champagne. I have here the Super Toro. This is a 6x60. It is an Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapper. It's real significant though because it's barrel aged 8 to 10 months on top of being aged 6 years. The fillers of this cigar is they're aged for 8 years. They make up the seco, which is the bottom part of the tobacco plant. It's the lightest of the tobacco. It comes from the Condega Valley or the Condega region of Nicaragua. Then you have the Viso coming out of the Jalapa, and that's a really nice. I really love Jalapa region for the sweetness and the creaminess. It's really an elegant cigar. He went ahead, Nick Perdomo blended this with the Lejero, or the strongest of the priming, the very top of the tobacco leaf, coming from the Esteli growing region of Nicaragua, and then the binder also being 8 years aged, also come from the Jalapa Valley. They told him that he couldn't do this. This for Perdomo, I kind of see it as the Opus X, okay? They told Carlito Fuente that he couldn't grow a Dominican Puro because you couldn't grow a wrapper there, and he did it. In the same way, Nick, they told him he couldn't make a Nicaraguan filled Connecticut cigar and have something, and he surely has, because he sold about 70 million of these cigars. In the range of the Vitolas, I know the Epicures, the most popular, the best selling, they sell almost 10,000 boxes of those a month. So here at the cigar scene, we say there ain't nothing to it but to do it, and with that, we're just gonna get into it. This was putting a nice V cut on this. This was probably the first premium cigar that I bought, out of pocket, outside of the place that I was working. I got into cigars. I worked at a vape shop, and it transitioned into a hybrid smoke shop, and they brought in a few boxes of cigars. And me just being in retail for so many years, I was kind of on the fence about it. I really didn't know about tobacco, premium tobacco, and the old antiquity of usage of it, and how it was different, than the cigarettes and things of that nature. So once I learned about it, I became interested, and I'm all for a good hobby, especially one that lets you relax in such a way. And I picked it up and it became a passion of mine almost instantly. And one of the first things that was I saw as a high recommendation was this Perdomo champagne, and I just had to have it. So I ended up finding it outside of like at a liquor store, at a walk-in humidor, outside of an amusement park that we got down here, Kings Island, and that's just brings back memories, and like super fond ones at that. Uh, you do get a little bit of spice, and like a real bready toast flavor right off the light there. But yeah, the first one I got was the Tubo. I overpaid for it. I also overpaid for this one because I live like in a desert of cigars right now. Uh, Man, it's got the smoothness. It's definitely got it's got that soft finish. It's not That's not typical of your Connecticut cigars. A lot of them are like really bitter and got a real long bitter finish to them. And of course, with the gold band on it. You see why Nick called this the champagne, and he put it in the orange cellophane, the gold cellophane, kind of resembling the Dom Perignon and some of the champagne. This was like a real treat to me, and it's something that I can continuously go back to. It's got flavors, but a smooth complexity that you don't typically get from Connecticut's. And these lighter, they call it like a mild to medium. You can, I can call this a medium right from light. We're getting smoky in here now, that's for sure. I gotta do some repair on my torch lighter. The igniter doesn't seem to be hitting it. I've got Miss Queen Bee behind the camera helping me out, making sure that I'm in frame and stuff like that. She's gonna taste this every now and then, seeing my passion for cigars and whatnot. Um, she's very interested, and at times she'll taste it. She's actually planning on having her first cigar right here on camera. So hopefully we can get some viewers to tune in for that, and to hopefully we can get some viewers to tune in for that, and to just witness and help her with anything that she may need in her journey into this fabulous world of cigars. It's seldom that I smoke very many of the same ones, is because I'm anxious to try everything that's out there, and that's almost impossible, especially at my income level. But this is one that I can continuously come back to time and time again. It's just got a nice finish. You get this touch of honey sweetness on a little bit of like these woodsy cedar flavor. I can't really call it like a oak. I'm gonna have to call it like a cedar. Um, it's got a bready feel to it now, not so much the heavy toast at the beginning, but the most standout thing on this cigar for me is the finish. I typically don't draw real heavy towards lighter wrappers, because I tend to find a lot of them have that like bitter, long finish, and this is just smooth. It's almost like butter. It's just smooth. Go ahead. I'll edit all this out.
Okay, well, I've never done this before, so bear with
And
me.
I just said you hit them.
Wow, that's a lot of smoke.
It's got a good draw.
Yeah, that's great, actually.
Isn't it? It really is. That's a good
And
one.
my whole entire tongue feels it. I stopped myself.
Go ahead, have a seat.
Oh, too bad you didn't have one right there.
This is all getting cut out.
I know. I had stuff to say.
Huh?
I had stuff to say.
Well, oh yeah, you'll get stuff to say.
I was gonna say. I can't say it now.
What? Say it.
I'm on the spot by you.
What? Say it.
I was just gonna say hi, folks, or hi, guys. I'm Brandy, and that's how I want to tell them how eager we've been to get, how excited we are about cigars and how really excited I am because I'm new. I'm just a baby at it.
Yeah. All right, we're back at the end of the first third now. Um, Not a whole lot of transition. I mean, it's calmed down from initial light up, but once you get a few puffs into it, um, it mellows out. But it does it still being flavor forward. You still got the wood. You still got some nuttiness in there. It's just all washed over with this creaminess and a touch of sweetness, like honey. I could even say like graham cracker without any of the extra like sugar on it. Maybe like a diet graham cracker or something. But it's real fabulous. The construction, as always, on Perdomo has been excellent. No complaints. No real need to touch up or anything like that. We've heated it up a little bit, and it really didn't char the flavors. Is because Queen Bee over there definitely got the token on it and stoking on it just as much as me, and just completely wowed by the flavors. And that's always something really fantastic for me to get to share with my significant other, because I get to relive kind of my experiences and see where like her palate as it develops, where it takes her. And but she will be officially sitting down and joining us with the cigar scene here very soon. A lot of people recommend this as a first cigar. Coming from a retail standpoint, it just kind of depends, but I very typically never recommended this as a first one. This was kind of like a good foray into traditional style sticks, but I would typically, in a brick and mortar setting, I would usually recommend, believe it or not, I know I'll catch some flack for this, but sweet caps, infused. I like those is because it gives somebody something to focus on and to know, other than just tobacco, if they are not accustomed to tobacco. It's such a fabulous one. So I would tend to lead in with something like the Acid Blondie. From that, maybe transition into the Acid Cuba Cuba, and then drop into something like the Isla del Sol, something like that, a coffee stick, perhaps, maybe even a nub. The nubs to me kind of, you start to get that tobacco core going into them. And then from that, go into something completely light. A lot of times that could very well develop into like from like Oliva, Reserva Blanc, um, Don Rafael. Something cheap. And then then step out the gates with this. This and like the Rosa Sharon are probably my two. The Rosa Sharon by Southern Draw are probably my two favorite Connecticut's right now. Then again, I like the CAO Gold. I find that's a great stick with coffee in the morning. And let me not forget about Espinosa Crema. I really want to review that one if I can get a hold of it somewhere. I'll probably have to do some ordering here before long, and it's always a tough ordeal. I got white pepper and cedar on the retro. The draw, I forgot to mention the draw. The draw from cut has just been, it's been very, very nice. It's not too open, but there's just a slight restriction, um, that just is typically where I like it. But it is, you know, more on the open side. But then again, I've never had a Perdomo cigar that was plugged or had any issues with the draw. It's claimed that they are all draw tested right in the bunch before that wrapper is put on them, and I tend to believe Nick Perdomo's business practice. He's such a. I was able to see him out at TPE in 2021, and you know, I wish I would have got to sit down and kind of sit at the business desk a little bit, do some ordering. But at that point, you know, when we started to expand in the line, it sprung up real quick. Perdomo was one of the very first ones that come in. And you know, their price points are very, very reasonable. It's very much worth the money. You get a much more quality cigar than for what's coming out of your wallet. And you never want to spend that money and to have that cigar plugged, to have it burn wonky, you know, and just not to have forward flavors. You know, a lot of Connecticut's are air balls. You're just not gonna get anything from them. It's just, you're just blowing smoke. That's it. And with this, you've got plenty of things that you can sit down, relax. You can focus on those notes and pick up those different nuances, some cashew maybe, you know. It's just a very, very elegant cigar. And you know, I'm not even gonna rate this. This is our first cigar review. For this review, you know, we're just gonna just go ahead and out there and say that this one definitely has our approval. We chose to make this the first official review, being the first one that had hit my ears and I had to go out and find out about. And when I found it, I was very much intrigued and very much pleased. And it just led for a great, great entry into this wonderful world of cigars. So we're gonna go ahead and smoke this down, me and my girl, and we'll come back about the band, let you know what's going on. All right, we're back at the band. See if I can get this bad boy off of there. They tend to do a good job not having pectin and stuff smeared everywhere. And joining us is Queen B. She wouldn't let this one cigar get too far away from her.
It's a really good cigar.
And
Got it?
yeah,
Was some of it burning?
no. It's a wonderful cigar. It's definitely, it calms down as you get into it. The retro went from having the white pepper into almost a straight cedar and back to having a touch of the pepper again. Try her out.
Okay. Is this the second, third?
No, that's, well, we're getting into the final third now. But we're also stoking her right on up and smoking right through her. You know what I mean? Just passing it back and
Smooth on my
forth.
tongue.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a real smooth.
I'm drinking.
She's drinking a coffee. I just have I just do the spring water. That way I can try to get as much flavor notes and nuances as possible. Be fair to it.
I'm not. Okay. I'm sorry.
You're awful quiet.
I wanted to do the retro hill. And it wasn't big of a bite as I thought it was going to be.
What? The
The
retro?
retro. It was a little peppery, but not bold peppery.
She's like the only person I've ever known that really could just hit a cigar every now and then, but retro hell. So advanced on
Pretty
it.
talented, huh? Is that what you're saying?
I guess so. I guess so. Although she had to stop herself from inhaling a few times too.
Oh, and then there's a few times I didn't.
Or hitting it the wrong way. Yeah, 1999, I got that video on deck where she hits it backwards once or twice.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. That was hilarious,
Yeah.
actually. I'm really excited about cigars. And I'm really excited about being on here.
Really?
I didn't think he was going to let me on.
Right. I wouldn't have been able to.
He'll edit me out.
Yeah, there's
He's going to edit me out, so folks, if you don't see me,
there's a
that's
possibility
why.
of that, but
You may not know.
she'll edit my dinner out or something like that. So
Yeah, probably.
you know, sometimes a woman will turn her face in interest. You know, there's something that you have a passion for, so you know, you want to try to encourage and nourish that as much as possible. But she's been learning and stuff like that. She hasn't all the way quite stepped out on her own just yet, because right as she started to take a real keen interest, I decided I was going to go ahead and try my luck at this content creation thing, being that I have worked in the retail side of things for a while, and kind of missed just people to talk with it about, and just you know, enjoy it with somebody.
I do.
And it's not just her, but there's a lot of other people that's in our circle, and our, you know, our circle of association and stuff like that we rub shoulders with, and that they're like, oh yeah, this, that, oh, so there's a difference between you know, a gas station cigar and you know, oh, you're paying $5-10 for one of those. That's crazy.
I never knew.
This is why, you know, long filled tobacco, all 100% hand rolled, you know, from seed to smoke. There's something like 300 hands touching one of these products. So many years of
places.
effort and labor that goes into it. So many places geographically. The different just types of pure tobacco that there is. The history of it, you know.
It's the most interesting thing that I've come across in so long. It really is. And unless you try to learn something about it, you won't know.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
had no idea there was anything besides Swisher Sweets, because that's what my grandpa smoked.
right.
Thought that was a cigar, and that's that.
Yep.
I was wrong, because I see all kinds of different ones.
Yeah, definitely. You got all different types of varieties, not just, you know, not just in the fermentation process, but in the plant varieties themselves, and you know, different geographical regions where it's raised. It tends to take different qualities, and as you go on, you see that your palate develops, and what is kind of a little off-putting at first ends up beginning to be something that you quickly, you know, zero in on and end up liking, and sometimes liking very much. A lot of times that's why cigars, when I first started out, I will go back and revisit, and I will find like, hey, oh, this is hitting totally different, you know, on how I taste and how I feel. But the main thing is just to slow down. It's about relaxation. It's about peace, and it's about just taking that time out to enjoy something for yourself. And in turn, when you enjoy something for yourself and you slow down, when you de-stress, when you take a load off, the people around you will appreciate you much more, because you won't be so uptight and high strung. And so that's one thing that we're learning is, and we're trying our best, not to just blow through this thing and smoke it too fast. But the flavors are just so great. They're so smooth. The construction's right. The only thing I can complain about is what I paid for this thing. And what was it? It was somewhere. It was upwards of $12, wasn't it?
I'm thinking it was. I'm thinking it was $12.50 or so, something like that. I'm not quite sure.
Well, I think that is a little bit over MSRP, but considering we've just got a smoke shop down the road that's got a humidor, other than that, you're driving, you're upwards of an hour.
Hey, look, it brought us all together. Oh, and by the way, the reason for the sunglasses is the light in my eyes.
Yeah, I should have had a pair, but, yo.
I know that if I was watching, I'd be like, why does that lady got sunglasses on?
Well, I think a lot of YouTubers, when they're filming inside and they're filming in the dark, in order to get proper lighting and stuff, you'll see, hey, my boy my boy DJ over at Pick Jimmy, you'll see he's got the green ones, the blue ones, with the white frames, the blue frame, everything. He's got that style jumping off over there. I might have to copy on it a little bit, but anyways.
Get some white frame 1980s look sunglasses.
1980s, man. Listen, I came up in the 90s.
Me too.
I ain't that old.
Me too.
But I am an 80s baby, 81 to be exact.
Me too.
Yeah, I got you. I won't spoil your.
Yeah, I know.
I won't spoil your stories.
And I won't spoil dinner.
Right? Yeah, but you bet not. Speaking of which, it's a good thing that we smoked a lighter cigar. It's a lighter cigar, but it's got some flavors forward. It's got some flavors forward. That can be conceived as a straight medium. I'm gonna call it about a medium to mild. Right now the strength is, it's pretty much nothing. I mean, you've got a
really
little
good.
bit of hidden nicotine, but it's very, very minimal. The thing about it is that it just doesn't have that bitter, typical Connecticut finish that I find on so many of the lighter wrapper cigars.
I feel like cream feeling, like
Yeah,
my whole
sure.
tongue is coated.
Sure.
Like a cream silky feeling. My lips too.
Sure. Well, we're just getting down on that thing. So, we're going to go ahead and finish this. We already know how it's going to turn out. It's just going to be fantastic. It's going to be wonderful. And everything that you would think if you name a cigar champagne. So, it's a celebration. We ain't got no bottles to pop today. Nothing like that. I think we've got a little bit of vanilla. What is it? Vanilla Jack or vanilla gin?
Beam is vanilla and the Jack is honey.
So we got a couple little flavored varieties, Jim and Jack. We might sip on here in a second as we finish this and get ready to wind down. Maybe do some editing. And get ready. Hey, that's my job. I do the editing, you do the dinner. Oh. So, because I'm getting a little hungry.
You're going to edit me out and eat light.
Yeah, right. Hey, yeah, it'll be all right. So, anyways, we would definitely appreciate it if you would give us a like, a subscribe, hit that bell. That way when we come out with something new, you'll be notified and you can help support us, help us grow.
Give us ideas.
And everything else in between. So you guys have a good one. And with that said, Cigar Scene, we are out of here.
Fire.